Yeah, something like that.
I don't remember what she said. She just knew she was going on a flight today, so going somewhere.
All right, at 6 o'clock, we'll get started. We'll just go straight to number 3. And Ward's presentations appointment, we'll do the oath of office for Miss Lori. Nominate and appoint a new mayor and a new vice mayor. And Corey provided us with the, where we updated the procedures in 2020, which we followed in 22.
That's right.
And so it's all right here, and it's pretty much that. Ms. Granberry, we're going to do a recognition for you at the end of that. Please, ma'am. And then, yes, sir.
Mayor, I know, we're not gonna, I guess, vote on nobody tonight, but I'm just gonna say one thing, I'm gonna offer an olive branch to everybody. And I hope everything goes good. And I will vote for you, Bill, for mayor.
Okay. Well, thank you. Anybody else right now?
Mayor,
I have a question. You said,
Yes, ma'am.
we have to be sworn back into you and me with Lord.
Corey, that's a question for,
So, yes, so Schiffer will swear in all 3 new terms.
okay.
that was my.
Yeah.
I thought that was the case.
We went back through and made sure that was also the past policy, and we'll just swear you back in. And then the new commission will vote for mayor, and then we'll vote for vice mayor. So-
Okay. Awesome.
and those will be separate votes.
Yeah, 2
And they will also be an oath, they have to take oath too, right?
Oath to be mayor?
On the mayor and the.
No, I don't think there's a separate oath to
Okay,
that.
all right.
No.
I think we
Remember
did
there
it before.
being one?
I
don't know.
I'll go back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You've been here
that's
there
okay.
too.
You're,
10 years.
Yeah. All right, any other questions on that? Because it, in that 1-3, there's a bunch of line items. Then we'll have the monthly report from the city manager.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want right now?
No, nothing now, for the city manager report.
Okay. Then we'll have the wastewater liaison report, of which that's kind of barge and that type of
Barge and
stuff.
update of the project.
And then the gas report.
And I will have one there too. I've got some preliminary, projects back.
Good.
Some demand that's
Good.
been requested.
Good. And then new business, resolution 2024-2042, I'm sorry. Resolution of the city of Mount Pleasant to authorize the city to enter into a professional service agreement with Barge for a sewer system analysis infrastructure planning grant.
so the city applied for and received award for fiscal year 2024 infrastructure planning grant. Staff proposes to use these funds to develop a sewer system analysis. The analysis will provide the city with a planning tool to determine rehabilitation needs in the inspection areas and budget for future construction improvements to the wastewater collection system. We selected Barge to perform this work. The purpose of the resolution is to enter into a contract with Barge for the development of the sewer system analysis. The contract, which includes the scope of work, will be in your packet. The timeline is 5 months, and the cost of the engineering is $208,000.
That's the grant amount,
Say that again.
280.
That is the cost of the engineering, $208,000. But it's a grant, and I may need Schiffer for this, but I think it's half funded by the infrastructure planning grant and then half funded from another grant.
So, man,
ahead.
into it. So this is the planning grant. The total grant was $400 and something thousand. So we split it up between Barge and water. So this next month you'll have the CEC water portion of the planning grant. This you guys already know we have the sewer model. So what they'll do now is actually do some cammering and some testing to check all of our basins.
Okay.
And we've got some, a big document with projects that moving forward, trying to be reactive and not proactive. But this is part of that half of the grant. So you're awarding this to them for that half. Next month you'll see the other half come from water. And there is a match, and off the top of my head, I do not know, but it's like 10%, something off in there, of total of the grant.
That's better than 20.
Yeah. Anybody, anything on that, else on that? I like grants.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Resolution 2024-43, a resolution updating the city of Mount Pleasant cross connection plan.
The purpose of this resolution is to adopt a revised cross-connection plan. This relates to the city's water system. A cross connection is a link with the public water system and a possible source of water contamination. State law, TDEC rules, and your ordinances already prohibit cross connections, but this plan outlines a course of action to control cross-section connection plan, cross connections in the area of service. The plan is going to be attached and in your packet, and Dale will be here Tuesday, but Philip said he can answer all the questions that you have
I
about
said I
cross
could
connection.
him to answer any question you
I don't
have.
know, what is a cross connection?
Backflow.
Like,
So backflow for commercial property, so water can't flow back into the pipes.
I guess, like me, I guess one of the, which I don't know, I guess it could be bad. But like, I don't know if we'll even look into this or not, but like swimming pools.
Mhm.
You know, like if I drop my hose off in the water, which I use, mine is stopped. But if we lose water pressure, then it can reverse and go back up in the line if I don't have a backflow valve.
Backflow thing. That's interesting.
That was one of the
And that's-
examples, was hot tubs and swimming pools.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
and-
I understand how it works. You explained it
So we're
better.
gonna have like
Yeah.
a
And I
valve
don't-
cut off, we won't go
Right,
back.
and, you know, somebody, you know, it might ought to be something,
So I'm looking at now, it's 39 pages. I didn't print them. They will be in your packet. Of course, you can call me or even Dale can answer that. I did ask us a couple of questions like that because not everybody has a backflow in residential. But he talked about some big words and some stop gaps that are designed in residential, that it's not an issue. That's where I want him to be able to explain that a little better
So this
than I
is more of a
could.
commercial thing. If you put in a new
It
hot
could
water
be a-
heater,
it
it
could
has
be
to
a-
go
No, we
in
do
with
that.
it.
yeah, I mean, that's just, you know, mine, I have mine laying right there on the top, but if somebody come by and kicked it and added another little length to it, it goes off in the pool, and then the water is shut off, and then it can,
So
If your hot water heater goes out, they would not install it without putting one on it. It's the law.
well,
Because I just had one put in today. You
So
have to have the backflow put on there. I mean, the tank thing put on there.
yeah, so I'm looking at page 15 and it talks about those type of things, swim pools and air gaps and stop gaps, along with backflows for commercial. So it's a really great document. I don't pretend to understand every bit of it, but Dale, call him or you can call me. And of course, he will be here Tuesday to explain any questions that you may have after you've reviewed the 39 pages.
And part of the plan is education
Yes.
for the public. And I think in doing inspections and trying to identify these potential sources of contamination and helping people fix it, you know, not just with new things, but also like you're saying with
Yeah, it would be
older.
nice to have that like 3 days ago, because I did without 3 days of hot water, because I was not going to pay a professional to come and put my hot water heater in, which was going to cost me exact amount of the hot water heater. And today I had to end up, well, I didn't do it. I just said I go without water. My son done it, because he loved me a little bit more than I loved me. But you would not get a new hot water heater installed unless you get some jacklet to put it in and violate your warranty on your hot water heater, unless you do have one on it at your house.
It's interesting with those pools, though. Never thought about that. Anything else on that one? Resolution 2024-44, Bars Design Wastewater Treatment Plant Maintenance Checklist.
So the city's new wastewater treatment plant includes modified and new treatment processes that the city staff is not familiar with. Barge will provide the city with a maintenance checklist that will help city staff understand the maintenance requirements for the new equipment and treatment processes. Basically, Barge will teach the city how to upkeep and maintain the new sewer plant. The purpose of this resolution is to enter into a contract with Barge for this service, and the contract price is $57,000. And Philip has a much more
Y'all gonna love this.
much better example.
So one of the things, we've talked about this for a few months, and because before I brought something in front of you that's $57,000, I wanted to understand why. So going back and forth with Dale and Ted and even the guys out there, it's basically we're invested $13 million in the wastewater plant, and they're taking the checklist of how to operate this thing. That's a living document to make sure that we're operating this thing the way it needs to be operated. The best analogy I come up with is like we just bought a new car and the owner's manual is going to be in the glove box. So that's what we're approving there. And that's the best way I understood it after asking many questions about, do we need to do this? Do we need to do this? And they're like, absolutely. So that's my analogy. We bought a brand new car and it's got a lot of features and we need to know how to operate it. instead of just throwing it there. So I think it's a good investment into the maintenance and the long-term,
How long they get the training? Yeah,
so they'll develop this whole checklist, and then they will train on it. But once barge is gone and their contract is up on a daily basis, they have this document to be able to, sir.
When they trained, will there be and it should be, you know, some kind of test that,
sign off.
right, you know, to sign off and say, hey, you know, I do know how to operate this. If you don't, hey, you need a little more training.
I
A
think
little more training is better than,
Assuming you know.
yeah, they are a licensed operator, but this is a brand new, let's say, system. And then you're right, training, and then this, after they're gone, our engineers are gone, they're still our engineers, but once the project's over with, this ongoing living document for problems and issues, maintenance checklist.
Ted's gonna be trained on it too.
I doubt it. Ted's not, I mean, he's not certified in that
Right.
field, the grade 4 that they are.
Okay, so if all our sewage people decide they're gonna walk out, then,
Well, this is the wastewater plant,
I mean,
so there's 3 of them out
I
there.
mean, if all our people decide they're gonna walk out the wastewater plant, then who's going?
We'd have to hire someone.
But then they're not gonna have this training.
They would be a grade 4 licensed operator. We'd have to hire one.
They will have,
I just
what
asked
you're
a question.
paying for is a document too. It's
Yeah.
like a cheat sheet for the entire maintenance of the whole system. So that, when he's calling a living document, he's saying this is something, we'll have a document for them to have and reference later on, and they can add things to it as we update
Right.
equipment or things like that. So it'll
With the
evolve.
wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's nice to have the cheat sheet,
Yeah.
but it's best to know it.
Right.
Don't depend on the cheat
Yeah.
sheet.
Because that new
I
car
probably
costs
use that
$13 million.
and have somebody know what they're doing, because you may have your cheat sheet in a glove compartment, but I'm not gonna let my 15-year-old go out there and drive a brand new car that costs so much money.
I go back to that same analogy. So we'll hire someone, and we have people that has a driver's license, but you throw them in a car, they still need to know how to operate
Right.
whatever car that is.
Right.
So they have the license, but we're
I'm
updating
sure-
that.
I'm sure it's
Asset.
going to be.
Okay,
All right. Resolution to accept or deny CDBG grant water meter replacement bid.
The mayor and commissioners, this is not a resolution. This was a CDBG, and we are replacing every industrial meter and service line. The reason it's not a resolution, we got the bid in, so you will approve that bid in the minutes, and then the state ultimately has to approve that funding for that. But they need that minutes from you guys that's saying that you agree with this bid, and it is within the scope of the funding for the grant.
So we're not going to say for resolution, we're just going to say that's it.
Yeah, we accept this bid pending state approval. Is that right, Corey?
Yeah.
Okay. We had nobody sign up to speak. Mike, I just want to say thank you.
Well,
And
I don't like the way things go all the time, and what they do, and one says something, the other says something, and it can get out of hand.
thank you.
And I hope we don't do it. I really do. I'm too old.
I am too.
old.
I got a comment, Bill.
Yeah, no, I was going to turn it over to everybody now. Go ahead.
I don't know, and Michael, I guess this might involve y'all and Philip. I got a call asking that, I guess if the street liner still stays one way,
No.
No, ma'am, it's been,
okay. Then they were saying, could you not put a sign like right there directing them to where to pay the water bill, like a bigger sign, I guess?
so we have signs up that say City Hall,
But I'm thinking they're saying like to pay the water bill, I'll go this way to pay your bill. They said they need more signage, is all I'm,
we have 2 signs on Main Street telling City Hall's this way. We have 2 signs at the end of Glass Street telling City Hall.
you got one right out here or something?
At the end of Glass and, it's that Pond.
But right here, do you got something saying go
At
to
the
the
parking
step?
lot right there?
Yes,
So Ms. Willie,
Yeah,
go ahead.
we are in the process of getting signs for that.
okay. I think
We
it's, okay.
we got with Paperweight 2 days ago, so they're supposed to be making us some. So
So
They
basically,
say it's confusing, so I
It is.
understand.
it is.
Okay,
After being one way for so long.
yeah,
so we're gonna, as Michael talked about, we had talked about it this week in our leadership meeting. We're gonna put them on the pillars out there with arrows, because there's gonna be times this may be closed off, and it was this week. So we'll have arrows pointing to the back door. That back door is going to be unlocked during business
Okay.
hours, and we'll have on there pull. So we'll have arrows coming to the back, and then also we're going to put a sign on one of the pillars going, if you need assistance, call this number. Because we had court the other day with someone in a wheelchair, and we had to get them in here. We can't carry them out the back. So want that, and we have signs already, but they're in the small in the
Yeah, I
parking
think
spot.
they were bigger.
We
I
want
think
to put
it's
it
bigger.
there. Call this number if you need assistance.
So you are, okay.
We're working on it.
Okay,
Good.
thank
I'm
you.
working at paperweights pace.
Okay, so maybe about a week.
We're gonna check with them tomorrow and see if they're done. So Dave doesn't get in a hurry.
I know.
No,
But we are, no, that's the problem, so we
Yes.
can't, okay.
good deal.
And I talked to the construction company today, and they are just gonna do one side at a time.
Okay.
So they're gonna if they tear out City Hall sign, they're gonna fix it before they tear out the police department sign, so we've still got handicap access to it.
Good, that's awesome.
And we have talked with the museum and kind of said the same thing to them. It's like with the sign out there, call us if you need someone with assistance to get in. We will do whatever we can to help those people in if they're trying to purchase something or need to get in the museum.
Okay.
Mike?
That's the only thing I was gonna say. I guess I'm like everybody else. I'm not too observant, I guess. I don't even, so you can't even go through the,
Yes, you can
Okay.
tonight. Tonight you can.
Oh,
But the other day in court, they was doing the utility tie-in right there
Oh,
for the
okay.
fountain, and it's a big hole, so it was roped off.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Miss Jackie?
It's been nice. I won't be gone. I'll be back where I started out at on the other side.
All right. Anything anybody else got?
I've enjoyed it.
Lori? Tuesday night? All righty. All right. Anybody, anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
We're gone.
Second.
She say accepted.